Hey guys, welcome back to 5nothing100nothing.com. I am Fugget, and that stands for Fittest Underdog Guru Using Intelligent Tactics. And today, guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about fashion, about the way you dress, your swag, and the thing I want to touch on is trendy clothes. Let's study the meaning of the word trend. So trend or trendy, trend is a behavior. So it's the direction something is going in, okay? Now, just like you might see the stock market trend or, things like that, what it basically means is that it's volatile or it will change. It's just a matter of time. So when you're making an investment in clothing for yourself and your style and what you're trying to convey to the world and the image you're trying to show others, is that, when you're doing that, if you're buying things that are trendy, you're going to oftentimes be switching up your wardrobe, meaning things are going to be hot or they're not. And when you purchase like that, you're going to, number one, spend a lot of money because, the clothes manufacturers, the labels, they know that it's got a short shelf life. So as soon as the next celebrity wears something a little bit different on the red carpet or, basically the media tells you, this is what's hot, this is what's not. If you think about it, when you see something that is a trend, whether it's a hairstyle, clothing, what have you, at first your initial reaction is like, oh, okay, I don't know about that, because it hasn't been generally accepted yet by the masses. But as soon as the influencers kind of get you to buy into what it is that what they're trying to sell, then then you're going to jump on board. And the reason for that is, the reason it becomes trendy or the reason it gets popular or hot is that the person or the people that are wearing it are doing so with confidence. They're doing it, they're owning it. And you may or may not be in that position or have that level of confidence, but I'm going to tell you there's a better way to do this, okay? So forget about, paying all this extra money for something that's here today and gone tomorrow. It's generally a mistake. Trends and things like that are mistakes that young people make. And, they're at a very influential point in their life and they're trying to figure the world out, and it's going from a state of black and white, right and wrong, good and bad, or great and terrible, what have you, the polar opposites. They're looking to fit in, and they're looking for their voice in society and where they stack up. Where are they on the hierarchy? So it's a growing pain or a lesson that young people generally have. And there's another population that it also happens to, and those are midlife people. So how many of you have seen, maybe it was your father, maybe it was an uncle or a cousin, it's getting a little bit older, maybe they're just filed for divorce, maybe they're, going through some of those traditional midlife crisis moments, and all of a sudden they've got the, affliction shirts, or the things with wild prints, or the jeans that, are hanging or, riding really low on the waist, the underwear is hanging out the back, things like that, and the guy, it's not like he's a 19-year-old kid or a 16-year-old kid, he's 45, and it's like, you just look at that and go, you know what, you're trying too hard. It shows a lack of confidence, and it shows that you're influenced by, society, the media, and it also shows that you're trying, or it conveys that you're trying to look younger. So you want to try to avoid that, you guys. You don't want to try, you just want to avoid it, okay? So what do? Don't buy trendy, so you want to wear the classics. The classics never go out of style. They always say that, classics never go out of style, never go out of fashion. One of the places that I found as an undersized underdog, and I meant to touch on this in a previous video on fashion, was Banana Republic. Now, when I would go to the malls more when I was younger and always trying to update my wardrobe, I had no dependents at the time. I was single, and I was like trying to find my place. So, early 20s, I always found that, I'd go to certain clothing stores and, nothing would fit. I would either need alterations or it just didn't look right on me or what have you. But when I started going with classics and I visited Banana Republic, that became a store that I frequented quite often because I knew that they would have the inseam right, the fit through the shoulders or the length of the shirt would be just about perfect. And I felt very comfortable in their clothing, and it really made a difference as far as my overall confidence as well. So that's just one of many places. Stores come and go all the time, and it's hard to keep up with, but I've tried not to necessarily get fixated on that stuff. Instead, buying things, like if you're going to wear t-shirts, you'll see, the spun cotton, really nice, comfortable t-shirts. You can go to a department store and see everything from your favorite, cola or soda to your favorite band to your favorite video game, all on these prints. And, they're all well and good, maybe if you're in the gym or just like running errands or whatever, what have you. But the thing is that with those things, that I find the best thing, and I've been switching my wardrobe up more frequently, is just going with classic colors. Just going with a nice solid color t-shirt. Find a t-shirt that's really comfortable, something you could throw on with a pair of jeans, something where you can just kind of like throw it on. It doesn't really convey any message to the world at all. Instead, it doesn't take away from you or your personality. It just gives a little bit of air of mystery as well. And, you think about it, when you look at, I'll give a personal story. A few years ago, I was working on a international television show, weight loss reality show, where I was the trainer on a show with MTV called I Used to Be Fat. And so whenever I was talking to executives there and producers and et cetera, they wanted to make sure that we didn't wear anything with labels on our t-shirts or sweatshirts or jackets, and on our pants. The shoes they kind of just let slide, because a shoe, it's pretty hard to get away from that and then lose the functionality of like a good athletic shoe. But like t-shirts, we couldn't have a Nike or Adidas or any type of logo on it. It had to be as plain as possible. So I searched, and they're really hard to find at times, to find like multiple colors, so that you could have a nice variety of clothing to wear, since we were shooting, for the show so often. So I ended up going on the web and went to like a t-shirts.com or something like that. And I found a lot of just basic cotton t-shirts and long sleeve that I could purchase. And then I could go on the set, not have to worry about them, taking a piece of like, not duct tape, but like athletic tape or some type of a tape, and putting it over logos. And you'll see that sometimes if you look closely on shows and you see somebody wearing what you thought was maybe a logoed shirt, like a small little logo at one of the top parts of the chest. And you might, if you look close, sometimes you'll see a little piece of like electric tape that's covering that logo. And oftentimes they'll find a color that matches with the color of the shirt, and sometimes they get the color right on. It's really hard to tell. Other times it's pretty blatantly obvious, so it's tacky. But so if you want to follow what Hollywood people do, and the TV shows you're watching, pay close attention to that, and why don't you just copy that and wear no logos? So you're going to find that the clothing's a lot cheaper because you're not having to pay for a brand. You're not having to pay for the, like if it's a branded like sports team, you're going to be paying for that official license right of whatever that team is, and that's very costly. So you don't need to do that, you guys. You don't need to be like a human billboard. Your billboard is this. It's you. It's your attitude. It's your swag. It's who you are. So that's pretty much what I got to say about the t-shirt or the logo and branded clothing. Watch that stuff. I'm not saying, when you go to, an arena for your favorite team or whatnot, you can't have a few of those t-shirts or something that's gonna, show your support and rah-rah, but I'm just saying don't make it a habit to wear it all the time, every day. With regard to pants, with your jeans, don't go buying the latest, greatest, trendy jean that's either a low rise or whatever. I mean, find a fit that's good for you and that's classic, and stick with the basic colors there, you know. That way, you know, I don't care if it's 10 years ago, 5 years, or 5 years from now, that you're going to be able to throw those pants on and it's just a good classic basic cut. You know, stay away from the things with prints, or if like really, you know, tore up jeans with the holes and everything, or like the bleached out jeans when that comes and goes, because it comes and goes. And you know, save that for maybe costume parties, or like going to a concert or something. But for the most part, day in and day out, you guys keep it real simple. Same with your pants. You know, like we talked about for my undersized underdogs, you don't want to go with you know, pleats on your pants, like the front of the pants, because it tends to flare out the hips and makes you look wider than you are. So you want things that are going to be vertical, whether it's stripes or whether it's prints. If you're wearing anything like that, try to stay vertical, up and down, and that's going to give you more aesthetically pleasing lines and make you appear taller and more lean, especially if you're not very lean to begin with. But we're working on that too. So working on that, and then with your shoes, you guys, I mean, you know, you have your tennis shoes, your athletic shoes, what have you, cross-training shoes, but with your like street shoe or like with your dress shoes, stay with basic black and brown and get matching belts for those. You know, just because a belt might be on sale, it doesn't quite match your brown shoes, you know what? Find the right shoe. I mean, for the boots as well, but find the right belt that's going to match the shoe. And if you're really on top of your game and you have the ability, or you have like say a leather band on your watch, if you wear watches, then you know you want to try to match that as well if possible. But if not, that's kind of one of those little things. It's not really, in my opinion, that big of a deal. So that's all I got for you guys. You know, again, don't buy trendy. If you're going to do something where it's either like a branded t-shirt or something, save it for special events. Yeah, you can have, you know, your favorite sports team, a few logo t-shirts or a hat or whatnot. Save it for the games, you guys, and show your support that way. And in your day-to-day life, I want you to walk at a higher level of excellence. And, you know, again, if you're trying to attract somebody or look appealing, and you're out there looking for a mate or for hookups or what have you, then, you know, leave a little bit of mystery there. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And it shows confidence, too, that you don't have to try to fit in with what's going on in, you know, current, you know, society. You blaze your own trail, stay with the basics. It's definitely more cost effective. And, you know, for your, you know, fashion dollar, for your clothing dollar, you're going to go a lot further with it. Don't go cheap on things as well. You know, some things you don't have to pay a lot of money for. Other things, you know, again, you're just paying for a brand, and look at quality. So that's all I got for you guys. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. We'll talk again soon. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Tell me what you like. 5-0, 100-0. Fug it is out.